The Takeover is Roblox's next attempt at an event, and today we'll be finding out if it's just another slap event or an actually good sign for events to come. Subscribe to become OP. Exhibit A, the vibe of a takeover. The actual vibe of the takeover is amazing. When it was first revealed, it actually almost got people to forget that Schlep still isn't unbanned and the absolute hellstorm Roblox is in right now. That's how good it looked. And it had that Splatoon, Subway Surfers, Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, you name it type of vibe. And when you load into the event, the hub is absolutely amazing. It gives me instant skater vibes. Hell, you can even skateboard around if you want with the points counter on the side as well. But once you get done skating around and stuff, you must make a crew to actually start earning points for the specific items that you can unlock. And this crew system had some drawbacks, but we'll get into that later. The way the lobby is sectioned is in 4 different categories for the games in this event. There's a lot of games, and as we know, this is an instant red flag for Roblox events because the more games there are, the less quality control Roblox most likely has. So what about the actual games themselves that participated in this event? Exhibit B, the good of the takeover event. Basically, the only games that did good in this event are the ones that did themed events, like work at a pizza place, which did stuff related to Cool Kid, and others which did entire storyline events, like Pressure, which was indeed my favorite out of the entire event. Basically, you are an operator sent in to investigate this area, which has these zombies that grow out of the walls and floor, and you are given a shotgun and limited amounts of ammo to eradicate them. It's amazing, from the music that set the tone instantly. Ooh, this music makes it so intense. Ooh, this music makes it so intense. It even had moments that made me physically jump because of some of the variations of enemies that lunge at you. Aim's gonna hold up, bro. I'm not gonna lie, when I get scared, my aim— oh my god, bro! Please. And then you had lore drops that were interesting to discover around this facility that shows how it came about. Overall, this event was extremely detailed and varied in its design. The end of it is, of course, you setting off the bomb that would eventually end this horror story. Shout out to the Pressure devs for always coming in clutch with the best content for these events, because it gives me faith again in Roblox developers, and hopefully they will not snub them at the Roblox Innovation Awards next year. Another great game in this event was actually Untitled Boxing Game, which was definitely a standout. They created an entire storyline of this retired boxer who is reliving his career, and it gave me major Hajime no Ippo vibes with the anime cutaways in between the fights with the dialogue. Now, I did get beat up by the AI in this game because they might actually be cheating. I'm not gonna lie, the AI during this was beating my ass, okay? But it was still extremely fun to see a game like this take this type of route instead of making some boring quests like knocking out people 5 times or something. No, they actually tried to make something memorable, so Untitled Boxing Game definitely deserved a mention. And another game that did great is Regretivator, a game that I really have fell in love with recently because of how diverse the gameplay is. And of course, they did do a solid event for the takeover as well. Basically, you enter a train station which has the theme down packed. Then you're hit with some banger music you will be hearing throughout the event. But yeah, the actual gameplay of the event is also intense and fun, since your primary goal is to compete against the people in the elevator with you on specific floors. They had red light, green light, then another one which made you have to quickly reach the number of floors that wouldn't fall so you wouldn't fall to the buzzsaw below. Then another one where you had to reach the other side before you're hit with a floating teapot. Yeah, that one was weird. One where you had to track down creatures. Then finally, if it's just you and one other person left, you have this like sudden death battle, which was super intense. What is this? Why did I do it? Why does the explosive not do any damage? Of course I lost because I was already super low from almost dying on all the other modes because I kind of suck, but still, all in all, a super fun event that reminded me of Squid Games, honestly, with some banger music. Another decent event was the one made by Something Evil Will Happen. Basically, in this one, it's like a survive the disaster / roguelike game mode, which was super interesting and unique. Never played the actual game before though, so maybe this is just how the game works. But yeah, you collect these hats from the vending machines around the map, and these gives you buffs like speed or maybe damage resistance as you dodge the specific disasters that are happening around you. And basically, you have to spray paint specific areas around the map in order to win, and once you get to around 40 sprays, you get to fight a boss apparently, which was a really good event that followed the theme of the takeover perfectly, and the music in this one was also really good. Then you have slap battles, which did exactly what I thought at least one of these games would do, and that was make a Splatoon inspired event. And the mode is actually really fun. Maybe it's because I used to love Splatoon all those years ago, but yeah, it's basically slap battles, but Splatoon, off-brand version of Splatoon. You have 3 teams, and whoever covers the map with the most paint wins, and you have 3 classes to choose from. My favorite being Speedster, because you could easily just speed around the map and defeat people easily because you're faster than everyone and are able to cover a large majority of the map quickly, which is how I won majority of my games. How to Train Your Dragon was also a great event too. This is at a boss fight that I think was inspired by the Ender Dragon boss fight in Minecraft. It was quite fun and challenging, which is all you need to do in an event like this, but most games couldn't even do the bare minimum. A surprising one being musical chairs, because the first 2 quests you are just playing it normally until you get to the 3rd quest, which has you fighting a whole boss. It is a completely different vibe from the actual game, being just musical chairs, of course. Shout out to the developers for adding this surprise for the takeover, because they truly didn't have to. A funny one was Easiest Game Ever, which is basically one of those ending games where you find specific endings in the game until you get each one, and this one isn't really all that good, but I just thought this moment was kind of funny. Pixel Blade was another one that was kind of fun, I guess. It was a wave defense mode with roguelike elements where you protect the spiritual tree from these zombie enemies. Very basic, but it wasn't horrible, I guess. Superstar Racers being in this event was a surprise. They didn't really do anything for this event though, which was kind of disappointing, but the game itself is very good. So it allowed for a lot more people to be introduced to the game. So I think that was pretty cool since it's a very underrated game. Then we have TDX, which always cooks for the tower defense side of things. For the tower defense side, usually it's TDS doing pretty well as well, but the one in TDS was kind of disappointing in comparison. I'm not really into tower defenses though, so maybe I'm not the target audience for these 2 events, because they follow basically the same format they usually do, where it's the main game but it follows the theme of whatever event is participating in. Overall though, these are most of the highlight games of the event, but there are many more games that participate in this event, but that's where the problem comes in at. Exhibit C, the bad of the takeover event. Honestly, there were more than a few games in this event that really disappointed me, because I thought they would do more for the event. One being Arsenal, as they just want you to play the game normally basically and get a few kills in a row and a few headshots, instead of them actually making their usually really good storyline events. Then of course you have your simulator games, which always bring down official events like these. Capybara Evolution just sucked, bro. I have no idea how this made it, honestly. What are these enemies? We're fighting a fire hydrant and what is that, a radio? Bro, Roblox, we gotta stop putting games like this in the event. I don't even care if I die. I'm not completing this. Then we had 2 digging games for no reason at all, which was obviously upsetting. Why is there 2 dig games? Why do we need 2 games dealing with digging? Like, why? Like, this is the issue with this event. Games like Fish should just be automatically disqualified, because they never do anything good and they just want you to do the most basic task, which is boring. And to no one's surprise, that's what most of the games that participated in this event just did, and practically begging you to spend some type of money on their game. I'm honestly surprised Roblox didn't just add Still a Brain Rot or Grow a Garden, since obviously they love them so much. Thank God they weren't added though, because that would have just added to this train wreck.
Consistently drop the track.
And shout out to the OG Natural Disaster Survival, but come on, they could have at least made a new map for you to participate in, instead of just making you spray paint random spots on the map with spray paint and survive the disasters like you normally do. Work at a Pizza Place did so much better as an OG game, but even that event had some flaws. I'm not gonna lie, up until the cool kid part of that event, it kind of sucked. I'm not gonna lie, just super lazy in my opinion. And honestly, Roblox should just evaluate what people are doing for these events instead of clearing the bare minimum, and then maybe we could get events that wouldn't be a couple of good events, then surrounded by so many bad ones that bring down the event so much. Don't get me started on the events that just wanted to waste your time. Of course, with every Roblox event, you're going to have more than a few of those. Good thing you didn't have to participate in all the events in order to get most of the rewards, because you could just do a few of the games and then be able to redeem most of the prizes, which is a good decision from Roblox. Another thing about this event that sucked was the fact that a lot of the crews were exploiting and cheating to get to the top of the leaderboard. It got so bad that so many top crews were being raided by others, causing this event to get a bit more toxic than it had to, all for a crown item that was most likely going to look trash. Get it together, Roblox community. Overall, I'll give the Takeover event a solid 4 out of 10 because so much of this event is just garbage due to the games that didn't want to try it all, but it had some highlights due to some developers actually trying their best. Another Roblox event ruined by its own developers and Roblox's lack of attention. But as I said in every video, if you guys enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more content like this one, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video. Peace.